Good afternoon, everyone, and welcome to our discussion program today. We are going to talk about an important question that many families and students think about. The question is, should high school students work part-time during the school year? To discuss this, we have two guests with us today. First, we have Sarah, a high school student who believes working part-time is a good idea. And second, we have David, a teacher who has some concerns about students working. Welcome to you both.
Good afternoon, Mr. Harrison, and thank you for having me. I am happy to be here. I believe that working part-time during high school is very beneficial for students like me. There are many good reasons for this. First, working helps us develop important skills. For example, when I work, I learn how to manage my time better between school, work, and my free time. This is a skill that is not always easy to learn just from books or in the classroom. I also learn how to communicate with different kinds of people, like customers and my colleagues at work. This helps me to be more confident when I talk to adults and new people. Another big advantage is the financial benefit. Earning my own money is a great feeling. It means I can buy some things I need or want without always asking my parents. I can also save money for bigger things in the future, like going to university or for a special trip. Some students even help their families with the money they earn, which is very responsible. Working also builds confidence and makes us feel more independent. It's like a step towards being an adult. I remember when I first started my job at a local cafe, I was a little nervous, but I learned quickly. Now I feel much more capable and sure of myself when I handle tasks or talk to customers. It has shown me that I can learn new things and take on responsibilities successfully. So in my opinion, part-time work is excellent preparation for our future careers and for life in general.
Good afternoon, Mr. Harris and Sarah. Thank you for this opportunity to share my views. While I understand Sarah's points, I believe that part-time work during the school year can often be harmful for high school students. My main concern as a teacher is the negative impact on students' academic performance. High school studies are demanding, and students need enough time for homework, studying for tests, and understanding difficult subjects. When students work, they often have much less time for these important school activities. As a result, their grades can go down. I have seen students who are very bright, but they start working, and suddenly they are too tired to concentrate in class or finish their assignments. Secondly, working can lead to increased stress and fatigue. Juggling school, work, and sometimes home responsibilities is a lot for a young person. This constant pressure can affect their physical and mental health. They might not get enough sleep, which is very important for teenagers. Lack of sleep and stress can make it harder to learn and can even lead to more serious health problems. Thirdly, part-time jobs reduce the time available for other important parts of growing up. I mean things like extracurricular activities, such as sports, music, or school clubs. These activities help students develop different skills and interests. Also, they have less time for socializing with friends and family, which is important for their social development and well-being. Not long ago, I had a student who was excellent in debate club, but he had to quit because his work schedule was too busy. He was very disappointed, and I think he lost a valuable experience. High school should be a time for exploration, not just work. Therefore, I believe that the primary focus for high school students should be their education and personal development through school-related activities.
Thank you, David. I understand your concerns about academics and stress, but I think there are ways to manage these things. It is definitely possible to manage both school and a part-time job successfully. Many students do it. The key is good planning and time management, which, as I said, is a skill you learn from working. Students can choose jobs that don't require too many hours. For example, just working on a Saturday or a few hours after school on 1 or 2 days. Many employers are flexible and understand that students have school commitments. They can often adjust schedules. Regarding stress, I agree that some jobs can be stressful, but not all jobs are like that. Some jobs can actually be enjoyable and a good break from schoolwork. For example, working in a bookshop if you love books, or coaching a children's sports team. And earning your own money can reduce stress for some students, especially if their family needs financial help. It can make them feel good and more in control. I also want to say that the real-world experience you get from a job is incredibly important. You learn about responsibility, teamwork, and how businesses work. These are things you cannot always learn in a classroom setting. This practical experience can be very helpful when applying for university or for future jobs. It shows you are proactive and have initiative.
Sarah, you talk about time management, and that is a valuable skill. However, I think it's a skill that develops over time. Many high school students, especially younger ones, are still learning to manage the demands of their schoolwork alone. Adding a job, even for a few hours, can be too much for them. Their schoolwork is already a significant responsibility, like a full-time job for their age. It's not always easy for them to say no to extra hours at work, or to perfectly balance everything without help. You also mentioned financial benefits. While earning money is good, sometimes the desire for more money can lead students to work more hours than they should. They might start prioritizing their job over their studies because the reward of money is immediate, while the reward of education is long-term. This can create a difficult situation where their academic future is put at risk for short-term financial gain. I strongly believe that the main, quote, job of a high school student is to study and learn. This is their most important investment for the future. Work experience is valuable, yes, but there are other times to get it, such as during summer holidays when they don't have the pressure of school. Or they can focus on internships or volunteer work that is more related to their studies and future career ideas, rather than just any part-time job.
Thank you both for those points. Sarah, David mentioned that students might work too many hours. In your opinion, what is a reasonable number of hours for a high school student to work during the school week?
That's a good question. I think it really depends on the individual student and how demanding their school schedule is. For some students, maybe 8 to 10 hours a week is manageable, like 1 or 2 short shifts. For others, especially if they have many difficult subjects or lots of extracurriculars, even that might be too much. The key is that schoolwork must come first.
David, Sarah has highlighted that work can teach responsibility and real-world skills. Are there not enough opportunities within the school environment or at home for students to learn these important life lessons?
Certainly, schools offer many opportunities to learn responsibility, for example, through group projects, leadership roles in clubs, or managing homework deadlines. At home, chores and family responsibilities also teach students about accountability. These are valuable and don't compete with study time. While work can add another dimension, I believe that academic success in high school requires a student's full attention and energy.
A final question for both of you. What role do you think parents should play in helping their teenagers decide about working part-time?
Parents play a very important role. They can help their child think about the pros and cons. They can also help find a suitable and safe job and regularly talk with their child about how they are managing the balance between work, school, and rest.
I agree, parents are crucial. They should be very observant and watch for any signs that work is negatively affecting their child. This includes checking their grades, talking about stress levels, and making sure they are not too tired. Open communication is essential.
To summarize my points, I strongly believe that working part-time can be a very positive experience for high school students. It helps us learn essential life skills like time management, communication, and responsibility, which are valuable for any future path we choose. Earning our own money gives us a sense of independence and can help us achieve our financial goals, big or small. Of course, it's all about finding the right balance between work, school, and personal life. This is very important, but I know many students who manage this balance successfully and benefit greatly from their work experiences. They feel more prepared for the world. Part-time jobs are not just about money. They are a practical way to explore different interests and prepare for future careers. Therefore, I think we should encourage and support students who choose to work responsibly during their high school years. It can be a stepping stone to a successful future.
In closing, I want to restate my belief that the main focus for high school students must always be their education. High school is a critical period for learning and development, and it lays the foundation for their future opportunities in higher education and careers. While part-time work might seem to offer some benefits, it often comes at a cost. This cost can be poor grades, increased stress, and missed opportunities for personal growth through school activities and social life. These are important aspects of development that should not be sacrificed. Students need time to be students, to explore their passions without the pressure of a job. There are better and less risky times for gaining work experience, such as during the long summer holidays, or through structured internships that are related to their academic interests. Let us make sure that students have the best possible environment to succeed in their studies and to grow into well-rounded individuals. Their education should come first.
Thank you very much, Sarah, and thank you, David, for this very interesting and thoughtful discussion today. It is clear that there are strong arguments on both sides of this important question about students working part-time. We hope that our conversation has given our listeners plenty to think about and discuss with their own families and friends. Thank you for joining us.